Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you yet again with another weekly video, and of course I've got some cool stuff to show you, some random stuff today. Well, not all of it's too random. I got some older stuff, I've got some new stuff, I've got some in between, I guess. Alright, so let's get right into it. We're going to do the obligatory Ultra Red, obviously. We got to do one, right? I got two more after this I still need to open up. But this is a deluxe 2-pack. These Target exclusives. These have been tough for me to get. I'm still missing one from this series. This is the 2-pack Series 2. And the one I'm missing is probably going to be the hardest one to get, which is the Camaros. Mostly because of that 82 Camaro Z28. And that's going to make it maybe the most desirable one in this particular set. But there you go right there. We're going to open up that. I'm going to add it to my Auto World Deluxe loose collection, and that will be fun. And I actually have the version Bs of this stuff finally coming, thanks to my pal Dumas. He picked up a set of version B for me, so that's finally on the way. But I don't have any of the version B cars of this. They have not shown up at my Target, or my Targets local to me. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on there. Just the distribution's a little bit weird, but with the Target exclusive stuff, it's really hard. The 4-packs, I don't get at all. Like, they don't come at all. I just realized this is crooked. Yeah, that better? So the 4-packs, I don't get at all. Never seen them in a store, ever. Probably won't ever see them. So that's sad. But, so I'm going to need the 4-pack. There's two 4-packs that just came out as well, and I don't have those, so I'm going to probably have to enlist someone to help me with that. All right, next, sticking with Auto World. This thing is sweet. This is an Auto World store exclusive. If you have not picked this one up, highly recommend you do. They are limited to only $24.96, so 2,496 pieces, which is a very small run. I got two of them. My buddy Todd got a few of them too, and he actually scored an Ultra Red. And the cool thing is the Ultra Red has white tires, which means he's probably not going to hang on to it, which means I'll probably end up getting one. That's pretty cool. So anyway, I got to decide which one I want to open. There's one of these that has like some flashing in the rim. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see it at this angle, that front tire. I might want to open that one up to see if I can get that out of there. I don't know. Or do I leave it as like an error of sorts and open up this other one? I'm not sure, but stay tuned for that decision to be made. And then I've got, so that's it for Auto World. Then I've got some Johnny Lightning, but the Johnny Lightning I've got is older stuff. There's two cars that I picked up randomly that I just haven't opened up yet. I've got this 1982 Chevy Camaro Z28 in red. It's pretty good looking. It's in the Camaro Legends set. This came out 2006, probably. Pretty cool. And then we got the 1997 Chevy Tahoe in the Road Trip USA series, which comes with like a little, like some diorama pieces, which is kind of neat. We'll check out that. And this, based on copyright date, we're going to say 2006 or 2007. Picked this up at a local monthly meet. I don't remember where I got this one. I think I got this at a local monthly meet too, but from a different person. So we'll check those out. So sticking with round two for a second, we got an older Racing Champions. This is a, well, not older. This is a round two race. Well, it is old enough. 2016 is when this was produced. Racing Champions Mint. This is a 1955 Chevy Bel Air. It's a pretty sweet casting. I have a couple different versions of it. We'll go ahead and open up this one. I've been sitting on this for a long time. It's just been sitting around. Like I said, I got a lot of cars that were for 10 Car Tuesday episodes, and since I don't do those anymore, I'm going to start peppering them in to these weekly episodes just to get this stuff open. It's kind of nice to go through that stuff as well that I didn't open, and kind of make a decision as to whether or not I'm going to hang on to it, actually open it and add it to the collection, or if I'm just going to stick it with my stuff for sale that I bring to the monthly diecast meets. So I decided to keep this one, obviously. All right. Then we've got Some like import premium-ish diecast. We got a Sparky. That's cool. It's a Toyota. So this is pretty neat. This is a 24-hour Le Mans car, hybrid Toyota. I like the Sparky stuff. It's affordable 1/64 scale racing car stuff, and they're pretty detailed for the money. And the real cool thing about them is actually how this car attaches to the base, and I'll show you that in the next. I just wish they did have an acrylic cover for the base so I could just display it like that. I have to take these off the base and display them in a display case because otherwise they'll get dusty and stuff because they don't have any acrylic cover. But the base plate's cool, and how they attach them to the base plate is really cool. It's not with a screw, which is neat. Then we got a Tarmac Works Huayra R in Verde Trifoglio? Whatever. I'm not even going to try. Well, I guess I did try and failed. But, yeah. A Pagani. Paganis are beautiful. I'm actually stoked to see this one in person. Can't really see much through this box, so you have to stay tuned to see what this thing's going to look like. But I bet it's going to be sweet. Tarmac Works does a great job with their Pagani stuff. And they've been putting them all like in the Global 64 line, which is my favorite line from Tarmac Works. It's very akin to Mini GT-ish, where the models roll. And, well, we can talk about it more when we get to the next segment. But there you go. I got that. I'm excited to open it. And then I got an Inno 64 Nissan Skyline 2000 RX Turbo DR30. And I've been really digging on Inno 64. Innos are kind of expensive. They're about 20 bucks each, if not more. So I don't pick up a ton of them, but here and there I grab one. I'm not sure why I ended up grabbing this one. It was just an eBay seller. I think I got this, this, and this all from the same seller on eBay. So I was kind of just browsing and decided to pick up one Inno 64, and this is the one I landed on for whatever reason. But it's pretty cool. We're going to take a look at it. And yeah, I've been into Inno, in recent months. So very neat. All right. And then we got some Hot Wheels. And I picked out, well, this I found in store. I found this Skyline. Actually, I found a ton of these Skyline, and I left them all behind except for one. I did not hoard it, and then I came back the next day, I think, and they were gone. So people are hoarding this one, I guess, as predicted. You guys let me know if your Walmart's, has it been hard to find this car? So this is that goofy thing where they took like the livery from the Supra or whatever, and they put it on the Skyline, and people have been having a laugh about it. So yeah, Apple Pen. All right, so yeah, there's that. And then what else do we got? Just some other random Hot Wheels. There's an old school one, Dodge Viper, LA Dodgers. I still collect this weird old Dodge Viper casting. Anytime I can find a variation for cheap that I don't have, I pick it up. And this was one of them. So we'll open up that. And then we got some mainline cars that are now a year old almost. Something like that. Looking at H and K case cars. Just picked out some random ones I haven't opened. I'm like, well, let's get these open and take a look at them. So maybe nothing too exciting there. All stuff you've seen. A Stars and Stripes car. I thought looked really sharp, so we'll open up that, and then some random Matchbox that are newer that we're going to also open. These guys too. So, and that's it. So that's going to be it for the video. We're going to go ahead and flip the camera around as usual, open up this stuff, look at it close, talk about it a little bit, and yeah, and then we'll move on to the next episode. Yeah, I got some cool stuff coming, so hopefully you will enjoy it. Again, thanks for watching. Let's go ahead and, yeah, stay tuned and all that. Thanks. All right, folks, let's go ahead and start with this Auto World Ultra Red 2-pack. These things are pretty neat. It's the deluxe line of Auto World. If you're not super familiar with what that means, they do have plastic tires, metal body, plastic base. No opening features, so that's what They're kind of a less expensive alternative, I guess, to the premium models, although they are still supposed to be true 64 scale, and they have a lot of the details that the premium models have, just that they do have the plastic tires that are somewhat generic because they only have two different types of wheel. One that's an older muscle car style wheel and one that's kind of an aftermarket style wheel. But this is an ultra red. These things are hot right now. They still are. They were when they first came out, but I guess maybe the hype is dying down just a little bit for the deluxe models. See, these deluxe models kind of disappeared for a long time, and then they resurfaced as some Johnny Lightning castings, were given a metal base with rubber tires, and then they started resurfacing as a Target exclusive in 2-packs. So when they started resurfacing as the 2-packs as Auto World, people got excited about it because they haven't been seen since basically, I think, 2017 before that. So it had been a while, a good 5 years where they really weren't released. So yeah, we got some Ultra Reds here. It has an Ultra Red base, Ultra Red body, red tires, white interior. And that's the chase traits for this particular series. The actual standard car of this has white rims, so that white rim is not part of the traits of the Ultra Red. And this looks pretty good. I don't see really any major quality issues, which is good. And sometimes the wing on the back of this Firebird's not sitting down quite right. The one side's not 100% great, but the other side's really good. I'll take it. And yeah, so I've got 2 out of the 3 sets for this particular release, and I think I only have 1 out of the 3 for the release before it, if I am remembering correctly. And I'm looking over at my collection here, which I can see from here. And yes, that is accurate. So there are still, unfortunately, 4 of these 2-pack Ultra Reds that I still need. And prices on the second-hand market, eBay and stuff like that, have gone down a bit since they first were released. So hopefully they'll be a little bit easier to get a hold of now. Initially, they were very, very expensive. And then the 4-packs are still really expensive. And it's interesting, too, because I don't think they're quantity numbered. As far as this newest release, I know definitely isn't. The one before it may have been. And I don't think the 4-packs were numbered quantity produced either. So they didn't really publish how many of them were made. But the fact that they are a Target exclusive, I think, and the fact that these castings weren't used for a long time kind of made them hot for a little while. All right. It'll be interesting to see what happens to the market on those in the future. All right, next we got to make a decision. What do we do here? Do I open up this one, which I know has an issue? See that right there in the wheel? Do I open up this one with the expectation of that I should be able to break that off in there and essentially fix this casting, but it also looks like it's got a slightly wonky tire as well? Or do I leave this in the package and open up the one that looks to be just fine, like there's no issues with it? I don't know what to do, guys. I'm a bit torn. Do I try to fix this one? It's not really like an error where it's like going to be worth money, right? Like it's going to make it up in value. So do I take the risk, I think, and open up this one and hope to be able to fix it? I think that's what we're going to have to do. Plus, I'm sure that'll make it more interesting for you guys as well if that's what we do. So let's go ahead and open that up. This is the Mitsubishi 3000 GT VR4. This is technically, I think, the first release of this casting, although it has shown up also in a recent release of Auto World that is just starting, I think, to hit stores, the version A. The one with the minivan in it, which I am super stoked. I do not have one of those caravans yet, and my God, I cannot wait to get those. So hopefully I'll have one of those in the collection very soon. I've been waiting. My pre-order included version A and version B, so obviously they're not going to ship until the version B is in, so it's going to be a minute. So there's the wheel issue there. You can see it up close. The back tire, oh, it's just on a little wonky, so I think that's very easily reshapeable. So no real worries there, but this is the first time holding this casting in my hand, so we got to take a quick little 360 view here. Kind of take a look. GT Mitsu. And I'm telling you guys, this is the year of excitement for Auto World. Definitely the most exciting year in recent memory. The only other year I think of that was really fun to collect Auto World that kind of like stands up with this one maybe would be like 2017. That's when they kind of redid a deluxe line. They released some series with version A, B, C, D, and they did them in super limited quantities. I think they did some hobby stuff. I want to say in 2017 too is when the LED sled came out, which was another really cool one. And I think that was all 2017. If I'm remembering correctly. But this year, we're getting a bunch of new toolings. We're getting just some exciting stuff. Lamley exclusive stuff was really cool. We've got the minivan, which is like, oh yeah. So my decision to open this one, I can already tell you, was the correct decision. Because I already knocked those back and off. They were barely hanging on. So it looks like now we got a model that is viable to take pictures of. So, man, this thing's sick. I'm super stoked to get just a plain Jane release of this. I think that's going to be awesome. But, man, this one is cool. And like I said, Auto World is just on fire right now. And I cannot just wait to get my hands on the next series with the minivan. Because that's a casting I've been screaming for a long time. And, I am so stoked that it's actually happening. I almost can't believe it. I'm not going to believe it till I actually have one in my hands. All right, let's stick with round 2 for a bit. Let's take a look at this older Johnny Lightning 1997 Chevy Tahoe from the Road Trip USA series. By the way, if you are watching this, I will be taking a road trip pretty quick here. I will be visiting the Hot Wheels Collectors Nationals in Columbus, Ohio, which I'm excited for. And I will also be stopping on the way at round 2 to say hi. Say hi to Chad Reed and Mike and the guys. And I am stoked to check them out and meet them. It was going to be a really good time. So, stopping in South Bend. That's going to be fun. Here's an older Johnny Lightning 1997 Chevy Tahoe used under license. The other cool thing about it is I'm taking a road trip with my dad, and that's going to be fun just to hang out with him and go on a little road trip with him. He has really no interest really whatsoever in diecast and stuff like that. But we have family in Columbus, so he's going to hang out with them while I check out the convention and all that stuff. And win-win situation there. It's going to be a good time. He's going to be stuck with me touring Auto World, though, or touring round 2, though, because he'll have nowhere to go for that one. All right, so there you go. Suburban in red. It's pretty cool. It's got a little bit of like some paint rashing or whatnot going on the top. This thing's a little bit older now. Plastic tires, but I don't think they detract from the model. I think this is actually the same rims and tires that we're going to see on this Camaro, right? Where did I put that? Yeah. Basically, just not chrome. All right. And then you get this gas pumps, old school style looking gas pumps, old school style looking soda machine, and a speed limit, 65 mile an hour speed limit sign. So that's cool. I don't know what the other road trip cars came with as far as these little accessories go. But always neat to get little accessories with your diecast model. So that is pretty neat. Speaking of little accessories, this thing comes with a car cover, which is a pretty cool idea, actually. Then the Camaro Legends series, this is number 5. Looks like, obviously, of all Camaros. 6-car set, copyright date 2005, so we're going to guess it was released either that year or the year after. And we got the car cover. The packaging is very yellowed, but the car cover looks to be in pristine shape, so we can protect our model with the Z28 car cover. It's kind of cool. And then the Z28 itself. Johnny Lightning did a good job with this Camaro casting. I think it's quite nice, and I think it's actually pretty close to actual 1/64 scale. I've compared it, I think, to the Auto World Deluxe Camaro of the same generation, and they are pretty close to each other in scale. So, from what I recall, of course, I don't have one like super handy to grab and compare right now, which would have been a smart thing to do, but it's not within arm's reach, so sorry about it. But yeah, just take my word for it. They're pretty close in scale. This one has plastic tires, metal body, metal base. Be a real fast roller. And then, of course, we got this cool little car cover. So let's put the car cover on the car. Does it actually fit? Well, of course it does. Look at that. Should I display it in my diecast room with the car cover on? What's under the cover? That is pretty neat, actually. So that's just fun. Johnny Lightning is just a fun brand. I've said it several times. Over all the years of Johnny Lightning, they have had what I would consider a light-hearted approach to making diecast. And it makes them quite enjoyable. Thread there. So they just do some neat kind of funny stuff, really. The car cover idea, really cool. What a novel, weird little idea. And I think it's just neat. It says a lot about the brand. And they're still, to this day, they do weird stuff. So, and it's just fun, weird stuff. I like it. You have to look no further than the Street Freaks releases for some comedy in what they put out. All right, this is Racing Champions Mint. Chevy Bel Air. I think this is the second. I want to say this is the second release that they came out with under the Round 2 name. I'm pretty sure it was, and I think these were pretty much found at Walmart. They could have been found at other places. I don't really recall. These were released around the same time as they started revamping the Johnny Lightning brand. Oop. And they all originally had this packaging. Well, this packaging is actually hard to cut open. With these boxes. These boxes are actually kind of cool. I actually do display these models in these boxes. Again, anytime I can display a model in its packaging box like that, I do it because the space in the cases around the room, space is hard to come by when you have a problem with collecting too much stuff. 1955 Chevy Bel Air number 7 in the Racing Champions Mint line. And I think it's number 7, even though there was a 6-car series, and that makes sense that it was the second release, because I think originally they were going in, ascending numbers. So this would have been like number 1 in the release, maybe. I could be wrong on that, and I think that this particular one, these did have version A, B's, C's, and D's. And what version is this? Does it clearly say somewhere on here? Did I miss it? I don't think it even clearly says it on here, what version this is. I want to say these came out, though, in 4 colors. I could be wrong. But the thing that's making me think that is the Bronco, because I think I had the Bronco from this release in 4 colors for sure. Almost positive. So there's the case. Here's the casting itself. Metal base, metal body, it rolls, opening hood. Racing Champions are kind of interesting in their... If I can get the hood open. Racing Champions are kind of interesting in their construction, as... most Round 2 stuff does not have any like plastic bumpers or anything like that. They're all metal. These particular Racing Champions did have like plastic bumpers. Sometimes they had like a plastic piece for the grill. Had a little bit more pieces typically to them than just a die-cast model that was painted. So kind of a different take on making these kind of cars. They also, since the Racing Champions line, it uses like the original Racing Champions tools. And they typically ran slightly larger than 1/64 scale in my observation. So yeah, now I can see I can put this thing back in here. And it's kind of hard to get in. There we go. And then this is how it's going to be like displayed in my room. I got these like stacked up. And then if I want to, you know, pop them out, take pictures, really easy to do it. Just pop them out, take some pictures, and put them back in. Very cool. And like I said, anytime I can get a box that's displayable, I'm a fan of that. That is real good. All right, next, let's take a look at... Although it's interesting to see, sorry, I'm backtracking here, but the Racing Champions Mint, they really haven't come out with anything much lately, so they've been very sparingly releasing sets of these cars, of the Racing Champions one, and the recent ones do not come with this box, so just, you know, so kind of interesting there. They also use some of the old Erdl American Muscle toolings, which is really cool. All right, so 24-hour Le Mans official license vehicle Sparky, produced under license from Toyota Motor Corporation. This is a Toyota TS050 hybrid Gazoo Racing, third in 24-hour Le Mans 2020. I picked it up just to have an example of this tooling from Sparky, and it was available fairly inexpensively. These things are usually not that expensive, these Sparky models, and they're of pretty good quality. So this is what I mean. It's just on a base. There's no acrylic cover to this, which I wish there was, but there isn't. It's something we're going to have to deal with. But the thing that almost makes up for it is the way that you take this off of the base, which I'm about to show you here in a second after we take a peek around the model. Some weird like discoloration going on in there. I wonder if that's like an oil of some sort. Pretty interesting looking car. It's nifty. It's different. But this is cool right here. So they have a little twist lock thing. And actually, there you go. You go clockwise to take it off the base, I believe. Maybe. Let's see. Yeah, that's locked in. This is unlocked. Wow. As usual, I say something's like really cool. There we go. And then it doesn't work quite right. So yeah, you see that's like keyed there in the bottom. So that's how it's attached. This thing does not, it rolls, but not, I would not consider it, it barely rolls. We'll say that. But as you can see, it's pretty highly detailed. You got inserted details for the headlamps. Massive headlamps. Nothing really in the back in the way of taillights. It's a cool looking car. I don't know how close to 1/64 scale it exactly is, but I would imagine it's close. Plastic spoiler and stuff back here. There are some plastic components, but it's mostly metal. The base is plastic and the tires are rubber. But overall, it's pretty highly detailed, and I would recommend, if you don't have a Sparky in your collection, pick one up just to check it out. And then, like I said, the real neat thing about this, although I wish it had an acrylic cover, is the fact that you can really easily lock it into the base, set it back on the base. I wish that, I'm sure this piece is a lot more expensive to make than a screw, but I wish that more companies that did stuff with acrylic bases and stuff like that would do that method of attaching the car to the base, because getting out a screwdriver to unscrew it from the base is annoying, and sometimes they don't come off all that well. Sometimes they get you almost near strip a screw every time you try to get a car that's new to you off the base. All right, so speaking of cars that are screwed to bases, let's go ahead and check out this Inno 64. I don't know when this tooling came out, if it's a newer one or not. If it is a newer one, I think we're going to have a metal base and it will roll fairly well. Because a lot of the newer Innos, where's my screwdriver? A lot of the newer Innos have metal bases and they roll quite well. They kind of changed how they were doing things. Originally, they were doing things where really they were exclusively static display models. They were plastic based, tons of little tiny little details that were like easily destroyed. And they were plastic base and blah, 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 didn't roll. This is definitely a newer model because the base is metal and it rolls. I love the newer 64. I didn't really dig 64 first when they came out. I got one model. I wasn't super impressed with it. But since then, as they started coming out with more and more stuff, I started getting interested in more and checking out more and more from them. And the newer models are just fantastic. And this thing is actually quite nice. We got a little glued on little antenna piece that you want to be very careful with. We've got mirrors that are plastic, that are harder plastic, you also want to be careful with, that do have the mirrored sticker on them to give them a kind of a mirror effect, which is cool. Inserted details for the tail lights, of course, which look pretty good. Rims look pretty good. These do have disc brakes that are visible through the rim, which is a nice touch always. And then you've got inserted details for headlights. Of course, these do not ever have any opening parts, and that's completely fine with me. I much always would prefer cleaner lines than an opening feature. This car's sick. It's really nice. I like it. I wish I could get more of these models. I really do, because I really am digging 64 lately. This will end up. Plus, it comes with this nice acrylic display case, which is actually pretty high quality plastic. So they look good displayed in their cases, and that's how this one will eventually be displayed after I take some I'll probably take some photos of it and stuff like that before I commit to screwing it back onto the base. But and there you go. All right. Next, sticking with some premium importish diecast, we've got this guy. This is a Global 64 Tarmac Works. Like I had mentioned in the previous half of the video, I like the Tarmac Works Global 64 line. Mainly because, again, it's not like a static display model. It rolls. I don't know why rolling has become somewhat important to me, but it just feels nicer. I don't know really how to explain it much. Not being a static display model. I think that's part of why I've kind of stayed away from any of the like real high-end like resin models, is because it's just like a static display thing. It's almost like a, I don't know, it's got to have just a little bit of function, I think, to me, for me to really, really enjoy it. And this thing is gorgeous. Wow. Okay, that's pretty. I love this style of this box too, just because for storage purposes, it's excellent. The model can be nestled nicely inside this plastic and then stored safely inside of its box, which is always fantastic for a loose collector to be able to have that option. We should add an acrylic display case maybe, just because then I'd be able to display it in a case. But Pagani Huayra R, metal base, metal body, heavy casting, actually. It's quite heavy, and it rolls. It rolls beautifully. These mirrors, you don't want to mess around with the mirrors, but they are kind of like a plastic. They have some flex to them. And they do also have like that mirrored sticker kind of thing on them to make them have a mirrored look, which is good. Very nicely detailed. The green on this is gorgeous. It's beautiful. This is a beautiful model. Pagani's always are kind of a good looking car to me. I'm always really into how Pagani's look. To me, they're the most like beautiful looking like hypercar design, I think, has been the Pagani stuff. It's just I don't know, it's just gorgeous. And this definitely fits the bill. So Quite dig it. They didn't really have to do inserted details for headlights. Their headlights are so tiny on these things. It almost looks like the face of a spider. I recently took some macro shots of some spiders, and yeah, little eyes. Creepy. All right, so pretty neat. I like this model a lot. This is very, very cool. This might be the highlight, actually, of the day for me. All right, we got to move on. We've kind of gone through everything premium now. We do have one premium Hot Wheels to open up. We'll open up this thing, the Nissan Skyline GTR, BNR 34. Fast and Furious. I had to pick this up when I saw it just because of how hard it was to find for some people. It's like, well, there's like 6 of them, 7 of them, or 8 of them, something like that. There's a lot of them there. And I just grabbed them one. But there you are. I don't know really what else to say about it. Other than it's an R34 and it looks kind of neat. The wacky graphics on the side, I don't care whether it's a Supra or it's this car. I'm not really that into it, so it is what it is. I'm just going to blast through this like we usually do at the end of the video. Kind of calm down a little bit. Blast through the mainline-ish kind of stuff. I got this because I just thought this looked good, and I don't think I picked it up when it was originally out. I actually just think this looks good. I don't know what else to say. Stars and Stripes. Out of all the models in this series, this one probably is the best looking one from a deco perspective. It just fits the car good. I just think it, I don't know, they did a good job with that one. Lamborghini Liberty Walk, or LB Works Lamborghini Huracan Coupe. It's a relatively new casting. I want to say it debuted in gray, but here it is in white in K case. Kind of cool. We've got the 67 Ford GT40 Mark IV in Golf livery, white and orange Golf livery. Cool casting from Hot Wheels. I always love when they do this. They do the windshield, makes up the headlight details, and they did a good job on that. It's a cool casting. I would like to see a premium Hot Wheels version of this casting. I think that would be kind of neat. So you guys should do that. This thing, I don't know. This thing's ugly. This Aston Martin V12 Speedster. I always think these cars that basically look like someone just scooped off a piece of the car. The cars that have no roof and no windshield, really. So they don't look like a convertible. They just look like a, I don't know. Like it's a car you'd have to wear a helmet to drive. And, I don't know. Something about it. I'm just not into it. It's just ugly. Is that not ugly? Do you guys think that looks good? Or you think it looks ugly? Does it look artsy? Does it look ugly? I think it looks ugly. I'm not into it. So I guess that's why we opened that, just for me to tell you that I don't like it. 17 Ford GT. This casting's been out since like 2017. And it's pretty decent still. Told myself I was going to get every version of this casting when it came out. I don't know if I'm caught up or not, but I probably am. I do, anytime I see a new one, I do pick it up. So, likely I do have all of them. The race version of it, I think, is a little bit cooler. This old thing. Viper. Now, I know Hot Wheels has a new tooling for a Viper coming out here, but this is the old one. Interesting. Racine, Wisconsin is where this originally came from. LA Dodgers. Someone really took the time and effort to, I guess, categorize their collection at one time. Could you imagine doing this? Writing that on every single one of your cars? Adding a sticker to it? Man, that'd be another hobby in and of itself. Cataloging your collection is just... It's not fun. I do it to a degree. I have not found the perfect way to do it. but it's just not a blast. The only collection I have like 100% cataloged entirely is probably my Auto World collection, and maybe some like premium import diecast stuff I have cataloged. 100%. Like, I know exactly what I have by referencing a Google Sheet. But yeah, imagine doing it with like pen and paper. Ugh. All right, so there you go. LA Dodgers. Not much to talk about here. It's just a weird old Dodge Viper tooling. It's the weird old tooling. It's the weird old version of it, and I finally added it to my collection. Was never going to pay a premium for that one. I think I got that super cheap, so we finally got it. And I mentioned it a lot. I am super patient with stuff. Well, a lot of some stuff. Most stuff I'm patient with. And sometimes I just wait for the right deal. Here's the, what is it, 32 Ford Coupe from Matchbox. I can't tell you when this came out. Probably last year, 2022, or maybe this year, 2023. Not really sure. It's a cool casting, though. I'm surprised a lot of people aren't doing, like, cool, like, customs with this one. It just seems like one that you could, like, rat rod out and do some neat stuff with. If I was a customizer, I'd probably do something like that. I'd be making a rusty version of this or something like that. 2020 Honda E. Cute little thing. Good details, as usual, from Matchbox. They always do a fantastic job on their basic cars. It's just they do such a fantastic job. Best cars for a buck, for sure. Volkswagen Beetle, this is kind of an older tooling. And it's okay. Anytime they release a new one, I pretty much do pick it up. I have so many Volkswagen Beetles in my collection, it's just ridiculous. From different brands. I even have like a Kyosho, I think. I've got like just all sorts of different weird brands of Volkswagen Beetle. And then including fan favorites like Matchbox and Hot Wheels. But that Matchbox casting, I think it's been out for quite a long time. What's the 1998 is the copyright date on it. So my guess is that was when it was originally released. And then we got the 69 Chevy Camaro. What is the deal with these red cards? Does anybody know? I think the next one's the Bugatti Devo. I have not found that one, but there's this one. It says 1 of 6. So this is like, what is this? Just special 70 years of Matchbox. I don't think these are like considered chases or anything, but what's the deal with the red card? The red card Matchbox? The red ones? Is it just something to do with the 70 years of Matchbox or something? I don't know. Here's the 1 of 6. I'll probably try to get all of them. Or are these a Target exclusive? Is that what this is? Because this is where I found this at Target. Is that what this is? Is this like Target Red Editions? Somebody let me know. I obviously haven't been paying attention. I should know that by now. It's cool though. Looks pretty neat. I'm guessing it's like Target exclusive. That would make sense. It's red. Because I don't think I found one of these anywhere else. Interesting. Those Devos are going to get snapped up, though, and that's going to be a tough one to find. And I think I found multiples of this Camaro. Maybe I should have grabbed all of them. Or more than one, at least. Well, you live and you learn. All right, so that's going to be it for this episode. I'm going to say, well, obviously, we got a couple of highlights here, really, I would say. One, well, obviously, checking an Ultra Red off the list is always fantastic. So getting this 2-pack, wonderful. This brand new tooling from Auto World, beautiful, awesome, wonderful, fantastic. I dig it a lot. And then the other highlight for me is definitely this Tarmac works. This thing's just, yeah, it's good. Real good. Real good. All right. Thank you guys for watching another lengthy episode. Yeah, maybe I'll see you guys at the convention. We'll see. You know, if you're around, if you see me, say hi. That would be cool. And yeah, look forward to it. All right. Thank you guys again. Have a great day.